I've got to set everything going.
So please welcome to the stage, Paul.
Like Martin, at about 11 o'clock this morning, I didn't know I was doing Kucha. So this is something slightly reinvented from the event I did earlier this year. For my background, I'm a blogger, I'm a data geek. I've worked for Halco, I've worked for Tarmac, I've worked for a collaboration vendor. Technology has been at the heart of what I've done for about the last 15 years. I don't go quite back as far as the printing press and things like that, but most of my current life is at this far right-hand end where we started to move into electronic data of various different kinds. I do remember drawing boards, just about, and they've disappeared by the time I left Halco. But that exponential curve in the previous diagram is going to be something we're going to see a lot more of, because we're going to see a lot more about structured data over the next 10 years or so. And the use of unstructured data is actually going to diminish over time as we go forward. And that's not just in our industry, it's across society as a whole. We are close at the moment to about a yottabyte of data, which is with 24 zeros after it. By 2020, the amount of data that we have available on this planet electronically will have increased 44-fold. It's a huge amount of data. And a lot of it is helping businesses start new ventures. So we've heard one or two companies mentioned today. KaiCloud is one of those companies which is looking at asset information. It's a northeastern-based company. Rob will be pleased to know. But there's lots of businesses which are taking social media and technology and applying it to construction. We talked about photography. I know Martin just talked about it. I think it's a fabulous opportunity to take the Flickr type scenario, and we've got the capacity now. Very shortly, we'll be able to not just geo-position things on the planet, but geo-position things within a building. There's already the technology we've developed on that. We've got organisations now doing mashups. They're taking data from things like transportation, and they're doing their streetworks registers, and they're providing services to local government and to local residents to help them identify where the roadworks are so that they can plan their journeys and avoid the congestion. We can take tools like wikis and we can put them onto mobile devices, and we can give people tours around wherever they're on holiday, wherever they're visiting, and use those facilities also for local consultation. These are mobile, smartphone-based platforms. They don't need big technologies. But the tools can also be used to provide information taken from building information models. So this is Rotterdam Market Hall. It's not actually been built yet, but you can take an augmented reality application, take a view of the plot from where you're standing and walk around it. You can see the massing, the colour and scale of the building. More prosaically, down at London Bridge, Costain, I went to a conference last week, they talked about the use of augmented reality and iPad-based devices to show the station staff where the hoardings were going to go when they start work on the refurbishment of the station. They're using QR codes, they're using those kinds of devices. We can use the smartphones, the GPS type locations to make information specific to where we happen to be. You can take a Wikipedia article and it can be presented to you in your smartphone. You can take a photograph and you can see where you are located and where other people have taken photographs around you. Your smartphone device can give you access to building information models. This was something that Snow Architects in Liverpool demonstrated earlier this year, using a mobile web application builder to view, ultimately, microstation models in a simple QR code-inspired augmented reality. So you might remember a couple of years ago, Rubius I won a prize for a device which literally gave you the see what I mean conversation, where you could view something on your smartphone and have that conversation in real time with somebody on a laptop somewhere else in another part of the world, sharing the markup and everything else simultaneously. Social media offers that opportunity for us to have conversations about our projects. Sunubo's been set up as a private social network for construction, but there's nothing to stop us using Twitter. Or if you don't want to go into the public realm, we can use tools like Yammer or Chatter to share documents through simple short status updates. We're moving now into Web3 type worlds, where the word orange doesn't mean a company, it could mean a fruit, it could mean a colour. We need to have ways of describing semantically what things mean. And this is where Web3 is going to become more important. We'll have machine-readable data, which will provide this framework to allow data to be shared and reused across applications, enterprises and communities right around the world, instantly and in real time. Take a deep breath. This is when it's like. So I can write, this is the context of a book I wrote. So you can link information about me, my blog, my Flickr account, ISBN to my book, and you can tie them into things like called the World Wide Web is not just one small part of this. The DBpedia is a database of open data that links resource description framework data, linked open data right around the world. This is a constantly moving feast. It includes all the Wikipedia articles, it includes lots of GPS data, lots of place name data, lots of stuff from the US Census. And it's important now for us in this industry, because this is just a bigger context in which we're now creating lots of information as social individuals. We're also, as building professionals, creating lots of linked data that we're going to be using throughout the BIM lifecycle. So that Open BIM opens up the door to be able to sharing that data right across the building lifecycle into things like COSM. The Internet of Things allows you to feed any kind of environmental sensor data out to the planet and share real-time feedback on the actual performance of your buildings in the way that Rob aspired to have that data to inform his design. Thank you very much.
We had the last Pecha Kucha of the day is from myself. So just press there. There you go. And then I'll hand over to Claire, who will have a few final